Yes, students, welcome to the class of hydraulic engineering. So, in this lecture, we are into unit 2, that is nothing but flow in open channels or open channel flow. So, first of all, what do we mean by open channel flow? So, what do we mean by open channel flow? Generally, there are basically two types of flows. The one is a closed channel flow and another is open channel flow. What do we mean by earlier chapter we were dealing with flow through pipes. Okay, we were dealing with flow through pipes as the water was flowing through a circular pipe of different diameters. So in this what happening, as this is a closed conduct, this was nothing but it is a closed channel flow when the water was moving under some force. Okay, so here it is at a varied pressure, so it was nothing but closed channel flow, and here we are going to study about the open channel flow. So what is open channel flow? Basically, open channel is defined as the fluid with a free surface open to the atmosphere. Open channel is defined as the fluid flow with a free surface open to the atmosphere, as you can see in this figure of open channel flow. As you can see that, what you can see in the figure, look at the figure, look at this figure, you can see that the water is bounded by three sides. Here we have one base, okay, and we have one base over here and we have one base over here. So water is bounded by three sides, okay, and this top surface is left free and this top surface of the water is left free. So this type of flow, okay, this type of flow is nothing but flow in open channel or open channel flow, where one surface is left to the atmospheric pressure or free surface, one surface is left to the atmosphere. This type of flow is known as open channel flow. Okay, so in this what happening is, as we know that a pressure drops occurs when the flow is when the liquid is passing through a pipe. Okay, when the liquid is passing through a pipe or in the closed channel flow, what is happening is, when the suppose let the flow is in direction, when the fluid is flowing from A direction to B direction, what happens? There is a pressure drop. Or change in pressure occurs. But here in the open channel flow, what happens is the liquid surface is left to the constant pressure. Okay, there will be a constant pressure. What is the constant pressure which is acting on the free surface? That is nothing but atmospheric pressure. And moreover, this the force by which this water is flowing or any fluid is flowing in the open channel is only due to gravity. We are not applying any additional mechanical forces. The flow in open channel is only due to gravity. What in the sense gravity? By varying the bed slope. Okay, by varying the bed slope, we flow the any fluid or liquid in the open channel in terms of gravity, but by just inclining the bed slope. What do we mean by bed slope? The bottommost area, the bottom of the flow is nothing but bed. If you incline that bed, okay, so that liquid will flow under gravity. So this happens in the open channel flow. The examples for open channel flow includes rivers, okay, including examples are streams, rivers and culverts not flowing full. Those are not, they just as why they are not flowing full? Because one surface is left to the atmosphere, the top surface is left to the atmosphere. So main examples are streams and rivers. Okay, open channel flow assumes that pressure at the surface is constant and the hydraulic grade line is at the surface of the fluid. Okay, where does the hydraulic grade line in the open channel flow exist? The hydraulic grade line in the open channel exists at the surface of the water, Okay, so let us see other topics in this open channel flow. So now you can see the comparison between pipe flow and open channel flow. Okay, in this figure A, let us see that this consists of figure A and B. Treat it as figure A and treat this as figure B. Okay, so what is happening in the figure A? We have seen the hydraulic grade line and energy grade line of flow through pipes. This is nothing but flow through pipes. The first example is of flow through pipes, and the second example is of open channel flow, and the second B diagram is of open channel flow. Now look at that, look at over here in the figure A, look at in the figure A, this is the flow direction of the liquid is flowing in this direction. So when the liquid is flowing from this section 11 to section 22, when the liquid is flowing from section 11 to section 22, from section 11 to section 22, there is a drop in pressure, obviously. And moreover, look at over there, the hydraulic grade line is not at the surface of the pipeline. The hydraulic grade line is here, the hydraulic grade line is the levels of piezometer, the heads, the pressure heads indicated by piezometer, the pressure heads indicated by piezometer corresponds to hydraulic grade line. To here, to this pipe, these piezometers are attached, to this piezometer is attached, and this is the piezometer reading. Okay, this red dot is the piezometer reading. Here also one more piezometer is attached, and this is the piezometer reading. So when we join these piezometric readings with a straight line, that is nothing but hydraulic grade line, So the line joining this piezometer readings is hydraulic grade line in pipe flow, and with a distance of V square by 2G, and from the distance of V square by 2G, the line from the hydraulic grade line, if you point one more line parallel with the distance of V square by 2G, we get energy grade line. So this was regarding the pipe flow. Now look at the open channel flow. When you look at the open channel flow, the hydraulic grade lines meets the water surface. This water surface line, which you can see in the hydraulic grade line, the water surface line which you can see in this figure, this water surface line is nothing but hydraulic grade line in open channel flow. This is nothing but channel bottom which is inclined to some angle. There is some slope given to this channel bottom. This water surface line is nothing but hydraulic grade line, and with the distance here also, and with the distance of V square by 2G, the line parallel to hydraulic grade line is nothing but total energy line. We have total energy line. In the pipe flow, as I have said that when the water moves from section 11 to section 12, what is happening? There is a drop in pressure or change in pressure. Whereas in the open channel flow, when the water is flowing from upstream to downstream, due to this water is flowing under gravity, and the free surface and the surface of the water is left to the atmosphere, there is no pressure drop in the open channel flow. Whereas there is a pressure drop while the liquid is flowing in the pipe flow. So these are nothing but main important comparisons between pipe flow and the channel flow. Now let us see types of channels. What are the different types of channels? The channels are classified as these channels are classified as open channel and closed channel. These channels are classified as open channels and closed channels. Look at over here. So this is nothing but open channel. I have talked about this open channel. In open channel, what is happening? Suppose this is a liquid. Okay, here treat this liquid as water. Look at this water. This water is bounded by three sides. Okay, these are nothing but bed slope. These are bed. These are nothing but side slope. And one surface of the water is left to the atmosphere. So this is nothing but open channel. This type of flow is nothing but open channel flow. This type of flow is open channel flow. Look at this figure, the water which is flowing from this pipe. Okay, the water which is flowing through this pipe. Look at this water. It is bounded by all three sides. It is bounded by all the sides. There is no free surface of the water which is left to the atmosphere. So this type of channels is known as closed channel. Closed channel or closed channel. We call this type of flow as closed channel flow. We call this type of flow as closed channel flow, in which the water or liquid or any fluid which is flowing is not exposed to atmosphere. It is totally bounded, it is surrounded by all sides, is nothing but closed channel flow. Whereas if any one of the surface is left to the atmosphere, those type of flow is open channel flow. Okay, the now get back to this type of channels. The channels without any cover at the top are known as open channel. As you can see, there is no cover at the top, so this is open channel flow. Okay, and on the other hand, if the channels covers at the top are known as closed channels. Okay, in this second figure, what is happening? The water is totally covered by totally covered on all sides, so this is nothing but closed channel. However, closed channels will always be running partly full, okay, full of water, in order that the flow may be a channel flow with atmospheric prevailing over its entire top surface. As you can see that in this closed channel flow, what happening, it will be flowing partly full. What do we mean by partly full? Now look at this figure, this water which is indicated over here, it is not till at this point. Okay, there is always a pressure drop or head drop. So the water, suppose let us see, this is a circular pipe, the water will be flowing by this side only. The water won't be filling the total, won't be flowing by touching all the flow boundaries. There will be always some gap, or you can say head gap. You can say there is always a head gap, or it will be flowing partly full, okay, just less than the full. Okay, however, the closed channels will always be running partly full of water in order that flow may be channel flow. Okay, in open channel flow, what is happening? Okay, prevailing, there is atmospheric pressure prevailing over its entire top surface. Some of the common examples of closed channel are closed conduits or pipes flowing partly full of water, underground drains, tunnels, etc., not running full of water, not running full of water. These are nothing but examples of closed channel flow. So the example for closed channel flows, as we have seen that it is nothing but the pipes, okay, pipes flowing partly full of water, or underground drains, tunnels which are not running full of water. Okay, the one more thing, a channel having the same shape of various section along its length and laid on a constant bottom slope is known as prismatic channel. What is one more type of channel? Okay, first classification was open channel and closed channel. Again we can say, okay, a channel having the same shape of various sections along its length and laid on a constant bottom slope is known as prismatic channel. Otherwise the channel is non-prismatic. Example of this, okay, these has same shape all over the length. Now look at in this figure, okay, there is a same shape exists throughout the length of the channel. So these are nothing but prismatic channel. These are nothing but prismatic channel. If there is a change in cross sections, okay, if there is a change in cross section at running throughout the length, in between the length of the channel, then that type of channel is known as non-prismatic channel. This is the example for non-prismatic channel, and this is the example for prismatic channel. One more time, see the definition: a channel having the same shape of various sections along its length, same shape of various sections along its length and laid on a constant bottom slope is known as prismatic channel. Otherwise the channel is non-prismatic. Now let us see some more classifications of the channels. Earlier we have seen open channel, closed channel, prismatic channel, non-prismatic channel, and again the channels may be classified on the basis of cross-sectional form of the channel as natural channel or artificial channel. Based on the cross-sectional form of the channel, again the channels are classified as natural channel or artificial channel. What do we mean by natural channel? A natural channel is the one which has irregular section of varying shapes which is developed in a natural way, which are developed in a natural way. So what is natural thing? Natural channel, a natural channel is one which has irregular sections of various shapes which is developed in a natural way. The best example of this natural channel are our rivers and streams. Okay, the best example for natural channel is what? Rivers and streams. On the other hand, an artificial channel is one which is built artificially for carrying water for various purpose. Obviously, artificial channels have their cross sectional with regular geometries which usually remain same throughout the length of the channel. What are those geometrical shapes? That geometrical shapes can be rectangular, square, trapezoidal, triangular, parabolic, circular, etc., etc. Okay. The artificial channels may be further classified according to the shape of the cross sections as rectangular channel, trapezoidal channel, triangular channel, parabolic channel and circular channel. So, the classification of channels, the first we have seen open channel and closed channel, then we have seen prismatic channel and non-prismatic channel, and now we are seeing natural channels and artificial channels. Natural channels are nothing but which are formed or developed in a natural way. The best example for this are rivers and streams. On the other hand, the other type of channel is artificial channel which is made for our desired or required purposes. Okay, so those are similar to the regular geometrical shapes such as rectangle, trapezoid, triangle, parabola, circular. As you can see the images, if you can look at this image, these two are the examples of natural channel. These two are the examples of natural. These are nothing but natural channels. These are nothing but artificial channel. This which you can see to the left of your screen, to the right of your screen are nothing but artificial channels. So, artificial channels you can see it is of trapezoidal shape. Okay, artificial channels are of trapezoidal shape. We can see the trapezoidal shape, we can see the triangular shape, rectangular shape. Okay, wide flat. Okay, there is a wide flat plate, the bottom is all very wide. Okay, so we call it as wide flat channel, or we have circular channel also. These are similar to some geometry. So, this type of channels are nothing but artificial channel. These are nothing but artificial channels. Now, let us see the classification of flows in channels. The flow which are if there is a flow in the channel, so what are the types of its classification? The flow in open channel is classified into following types. Okay, the first is steady flow and unsteady flow. The first type of flow is nothing but steady or unsteady flow. This is first steady or unsteady flow. The second is uniform flow and non-uniform flow. The third one is laminar flow and turbulent flow. The fourth one is subcritical, critical and supercritical flow. These are nothing but flow, classification of flow through open channel. These are classification of flow through open channel: steady flow and unsteady flow, uniform flow and non-uniform flow, laminar flow and turbulent flow, subcritical, critical and supercritical flow. So, now let us see each type of flow in detail. When we talk about steady and unsteady flow, when we talk about this steady and unsteady flow, what does it says is, if the flow characteristics such as depth of the flow, velocity of the flow, rate of the flow at any point in the channel. So, what he is talking about, depth of the flow. Depth of the flow is always indicated with letter Y. Depth of the flow is always indicated with letter Y. Depth of the flow, velocity of the flow V, and rate of flow, rate or discharge, it is denoted with capital Q. Depth of the flow, velocity of the flow and rate of flow at any point in the flow open channel do not change with respect to time. then the flow is said to be steady flow. Then the flow is said to be steady flow, does not change with respect to time. If we do the derivative with respect to time, if we do this derivative of depth, velocity and rate or discharge with respect to time, that is dou v by dou t and dou q by dou t or dou y by dou t, which does not change. Does not change means it is a constant value. Derivative of constant value is 0. Okay, at any time this values y v q is always constant. Y v q is always constant. Okay, so derivative of constant is 0. So dou v by dou t is equal to 0. Mathematically it can be, steady flow can be expressed as dou v by dou t is equal to 0, dou q by dou t is equal to 0 and dou y by dou t is equal to 0, where v is velocity, q is discharge or rate of flow, y is depth of the flow. When we talk about unsteady, it is a vice versa of steady flow. What do we mean by vice versa? It is opposite of steady flow. At any point in the open channel, the velocity of the flow, depth of the flow or rate of the flow changes with respect to time. In steady flow does not changes with time, whereas in unsteady flow it changes with respect to time. The flow is said to be unsteady flow. Mathematically it is represented with dou v by dou t not equal to 0, dou y by dou t not equal to 0 or dou q by dou t not equal to 0. These are indicated with these mathematical equations. So the next is uniform flow and non-uniform flow. What do we mean by uniform flow? For a given length of the channel, the velocity of the flow, depth of the flow, slope of the channel and cross sectional remain constant. The flow is said to be uniform. Okay. For a given length of the channel, the velocity, depth, slope of the channel and cross section also, if remain same, the flow is said to be uniform. On the other hand, if the length of the channel, given the length of the channel, the velocity of the flow, depth of the flow, etc. do not remains constant, then the flow is said to be non-uniform flow. Okay, so it is with respect to mathematically. Okay, these are written by dou y by dou s is equal to 0 or dou v by s is nothing but cross sectional. S is also cross sectional, or for given length of the pipe, dou y by dou s is equal to 0 or dou v by dou s is equal to 0 for uniform flow. Dou y by dou s not equal to 0, dou v by dou s not equal to 0 for non-uniform flow. So S over here is nothing but cross sectional area. S represents cross sectional area. Again, this non-uniform flow is also called as varied flow. Okay, this non-uniform flow in open channel is also called as varied flow, which is again classified as rapidly varied flow or gradually varied flow. Again, this non-uniform flow, which is also known as varied flow, is classified as rapidly varied flow and gradually varied flow. What is rapidly varied flow? Rapidly varied flow is defined as the flow in which depth of the flow changes abruptly. What do we mean by abruptly? Suddenly. Abruptly means suddenly. Okay, in rapidly varied flow, what is happening? The depth, okay, the depth of the flow changes abruptly over a small length of the channel when there is any obstruction in the path of the flow of the water. If the level of the water rises above the obstruction and suddenly falls again, rises over a small length of channel, water rises above this obstruction and then falls and again rises, okay, over a small length of channel. So this is basically thus the depth of the flow rapidly changes rapidly over a short length. This type of flow is nothing but rapidly channel flow. As you can see in the diagram, this water is flowing with this height. Okay, the water is flowing with this height. As soon as the obstruction occurs, what is happening? The water is rising. Okay, the water is rising when compared to here. At this point, the level of water is rises. Okay, the level of water rises, then it falls suddenly to this point, and again it rises. So this change in transition, okay, slightly rising, suddenly falling, and again rising. So this happens over very short length. This happens at the span of very short length. So this rise, fall, and again rise, this type of phenomena, this type of flow is nothing but rapidly varied flow, whereas in gradually varied flow, if the depth of the flow in a channel changes gradually over a long length of the channel, then the flow is said to be gradually varied flow, and it is denoted with GVF. Okay, and it is denoted with G, V, and F. Next we have laminar and turbulent flow. Laminar and turbulent flow. What do we mean by laminar flow? The flow in open channel is said to be laminar if Reynolds number is less than 500 or 6000, whereas when we talk about 500 or 600, but in pipe, when we talk about the pipe, in the pipe thing, in the pipes, flow through pipes, it was less than 2000 laminar. Okay, so this was in pipes. When we talk about this open channel, look at this Reynolds number. Okay, the flow in open channel is said to be laminar if Reynolds number is less than 500 or 600. Reynolds number in case of open channel is given by rho VR by mu, whereas in pipes it was given by Reynolds number is equal to rho V D by mu. This was for pipes. Where D was nothing but diameter. Now look at over here. Here the Reynolds number in the open channel flow changes. Here Reynolds number in the open channel flow, it changes. It changes to rho V R by mu, where V is rho is density, V is mean velocity, R is hydraulic radius. This value of this R is hydraulic radius or hydraulic mean depth. The formula for this hydraulic radius or hydraulic mean depth is cross sectional area of normal flow to the direction of flow by wetted perimeter. If the Reynolds number is more than 2000, the flow is said to be turbulent in open channel flow. If RE lies between 500 to 2000, it is said to be in transition. Don't get confused with Reynolds number less than 2000 was for is laminar flow for flow in pipes. When flow in open channel, the Reynolds number when it is less than 500, then the flow is laminar. Okay, don't get confused open channel and closed channel, pipe in flow and open channel. When we talk about the subcritical, critical and supercritical flow, the flow in channels will be given by Froude's number. What is the Froude number? Froude number is given by V is equal to V under root GD. Froude number is given by V by under root GD. If the Froude number is, when we call, if this number is less than 1, we call it as subcritical. Flow, where V is mean velocity of the flow, D is hydraulic depth of the channel. Okay, or it is a ratio of wetted area to the top width of the channel, hydraulic depth. This capital D over here is hydraulic depth, which is given by area by T. T is nothing but top width of the channel, A is wetted area, area. Subcritical flow is also called tranquil or streaming flow. For Froude number less than 1, subcritical flow. Froude number is equal to 1, we call it critical flow. Froude number greater than 1, we call it as a supercritical or shooting or rapid or toroidal flow. Hope you people have understood this flow classification of flow in this open channel flow, I hope you people have understood this. Thank you.